Welcome to the Chippewa Valley 9/11 Remembrance Memorial. I'm Battalion Chief Tim Deziel with the Eau Claire Fire Department. It's hard to believe it was 13 years ago that we had the attack on our country. Just think about that. Those who are becoming teenagers weren't even born. Those who have their driver's license now were 3 at the time. And those who are going to be voting this November were only 5. But yet, for most of us that remember that, it's like it just happened. It's hard to believe that that took place, and it's burned in the back of our memories and our minds, and something that we won't forget. Today, most of us only think about 9/11 when we go to the airport. The TSA agents check us over, make sure that we're doing everything right. We raise our arms, we go through the metal detectors, and that's about all of us ever think about 9/11 sometimes. But there's way more. On September 11, 2001, at 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. Just following that, at 9:03, United Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:37, American Airlines Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. And at 10:03, United Airlines Flight 93 crashes in a field in Sussex, Pennsylvania. By the end of the day, a total of 2,996 people have lost their lives. 343 of them were FDNY Fire Department members. 23 were New York City police officers. 34 were Port Authority police officers, and 15 were EMT paramedics. 125 military and civilian personnel who worked at the Pentagon also perished that day. Of these nearly 3,000 people, they all had stories. They all had lives. They all had families. Today we'll talk about some of them. I'll talk about one to start with today. His name was Father Michael Judge. Father Judge was a chaplain for the New York City Fire Department. He became chaplain in 1992. After hearing of the planes that went into the World Trade Center, Father Judd made his way down to the World Trade Centers to offer his support and see what he could do to console both the families of the firefighters that were battling the blaze. Father Judd ran into Mayor Giuliani that morning. Mayor Giuliani looked at Father Judd and said, "Pray for our city." Father Judd said, "I will do that." That was the last time Father Judd or Mary Giuliani saw Father Judd. After giving the last rites to one person that Father Judd saw on the street, he made his way to the command post which was set up in the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Shortly after that, Father Judd was praying out loud when the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapsed. Pieces of that South Tower came in, striking Father Judd, and he was killed. One of the members of the New York City Police Department, a lieutenant, recognized Father Judd right away. Father Judd, he had taken over to two of the other EMTs that were there at the time. They checked him. They knew Father Judd had passed away. Those three plus a civilian came together and they removed his body. They took him over to St. Peter's Church, which was close by, and they put it next to the altar where Father Judd laid. Father Judd, unfortunately, was the first person as far as not dying in the line of duty there, but he was number one for the death certificate. Father Judd's body was removed by the medical examiner. He was the first one that was confirmed. And to this day, Father Judd's death certificate for 9/11 reads 0001. The first recorded fatality on 9/11.